Hi, this is Vicki. Many of you have asked how I make these little paper clips. I have a sample here of these miniature paper clips, and they're very easy to make. So today I'm going to show you how to do it. You need 2 pieces of paper. The larger one is 1.5 inches wide and 2 3/4 inches long. The second one is 1.5 inches wide and 2 3/8 of an inch long. The dotted lines I've drawn in the middle indicate that later on we're going to be folding these in half to include a 2-inch paper clip. So I've cut some papers that I want to make paper clips of, and these are in the correct size. So what the first thing we'll do is lengthwise fold each of these paper clips in half. Forgive my head if it shows in there. I'm looking carefully down. Okay, that one is cut in half, folded in half, excuse me. And this one, I want this to go in the same direction. So we'll fold this one in half also. Try to just be as careful as possible. You can use a bone folder if you choose to tighten that fold down. The next step is I put the smaller one inside the bigger one and line up the top. And I take my scissors and I cut approximately 1/2 to 5/8 of an inch down through that up to the center fold. Then I fold that one in half, and I fold this one, tighten it even further, so you have something that looks like this, or from the colorful side like that. Next, I'm going to glue these little bits down. And I line up the top carefully and squish it down. Then I'm going to run a line of glue just along that fold line across the bottom and down this side. And I will fold that in half and squish it down. Then I'm going to do the exact same thing on the larger piece, which is I'm going to glue the little tiny flap individually down. That's glued. Then I'm going to run my line of glue along that fold line, across the bottom, and down the outside edge. Get as close to the edge as you can. Fold that over, let the glue set. Now you'll see that you have a split in between the top and the bottom on each one of these. So there's a split and a split. That comes into good use at this point, because now we're going to take our paper clip and we're going to fit the longer side of the paper clip inside the taller one by sliding it down inside that slot. Just move it right on down. Pull it on the end if you have to, until its clip is right at the edge of that split. Okay. At this point, I tend to use my corner rounder, and I round each of the corners. And I can also round the corners on this one, the smaller one. Okay. Now the next and pretty easy one is you're going to bend that one slightly back and fit the shorter end of the paper clip through that slot. And then you're going to slide these two until they are even at the top. Like that. Glue that top together. Push it down. And you're done. And it's now a paper clip. So if I take this tab and I put it together and slide it on, that's a paper clip. That's the way the back looks. This is the way the front looks. You can now end up decorating by putting a hole in the top, putting a tab on the top, putting a bead dangle on into that hole. That's up to you, what you choose to do. But if you're going to mail them, this is the straightforward way of doing it. And then allow the recipient to put the hole in the top and so forth. Because if you put all these beads in an envelope, they tend not to travel well, and there will be a lot more postage.